Before I give my talk, let's take a moment. Today is about learning from each other and getting to know each other. So take a moment to look to your left or your right, behind you, in front of you. Find someone that you haven't met yet and say hello. Okay, great conversation. I know we can continue it after the presentation. All eyes up here now, thank you. So today we're gonna talk about a topic that's super important to everybody here. And you guys are all here clearly because you care about the employee experience and also because there's no other track going on right now. Automation is happening, maybe slower than some people think, which is my view, but it's happening. You can't turn on the TV or look in the news without seeing a headline about all the jobs being taken over by robots, right? AI is going to replace the contact center. For how long have we been hearing that? It feels like every couple of years a new study comes out and it's like in 2 years 50% of contacts will be automated. 2 years goes by and it's not. But I think we'd be silly as if we kind of just assumed that was going to keep happening. This technology is taking hold. It's a little bit harder to find businesses who really, truly prioritize the customer, but they're out there. Some of you guys are like that, and some notable brands that come to mind are companies like Amazon that really have revolutionized and taken customer centricity to a new level by making every single decision truly what's based on the best interest of the customer and having things like Prime and really changing the game for consumer expectations. And then you have companies like Nordstrom that invest heavily in customer service training and have hassle-free returns. They really do prioritize the customer, even over the shareholder, because they believe that by doing so, they will ultimately return more for the shareholders. But then you start thinking about who is really prioritizing the employees. Who's prioritizing the employees before the customer and before the shareholders? And it's harder to find. And as we started to look at it, it's technology companies. It's some of you guys in this room. What are some of the benefits in this room? You guys, I've been to some of your offices, so don't hide. Colpin, I've been to the Hotel Tonight bar and had your expensive whiskey. What are some of the crazy benefits that, yeah. When we delivered our first survey back in 2014, we thought we had a great culture. We thought we had this awesome culture that everybody loved working at TaskUs. And we got our metrics back, we got our results back, and our NPS was a 4. Not a 40, it was a 0, 4. Right? And that's on the -100 to 100 scale. Turns out for the industry that's actually not bad, but it's certainly not what we thought we had as a culture. And it was a turning point in the company because we realized, hey, either we can ignore this and just keep moving and focusing on revenue and profit and growth, or we can do something about this. And we decided that we had to double down. And there was no fighting this metric because employee engagement and what people think about the culture, perception is reality. What are the factors that lead to somebody being a promoter? So we know promoters have these better metrics around quality, attendance, productivity, and the things that really do drive performance. But what are the other things that correlate? And what can we do to try to influence our employees or hire people that were more likely to be promoters? One thing that we noticed was that commute time actually made a huge difference in the likelihood of someone being a promoter. And not surprisingly, the biggest one was a favorable view of their team lead or their direct manager. 31% more likely to be a promoter if they like their team lead. So, quiz time. We also looked at, we tried to figure out over the few years, like what do employees really want? What are the things that really matter to them and that drive eNPS? So what do you guys think? What can you all do about employee experience? Before I go on, I'm curious, how many people here in their organizations have some sort of metric that they use to track employee engagement? Great. So a good amount of you do, which is awesome to see. And even if you don't, and even if you do amongst a company and you want to create and have more of a commitment to employee engagement in your teams, you can do that. And I want to share a few kind of basic tenets of how we've done it. And so I think that these things and this methodology, which sounds simple, if you put the proper focus on it, can have an amazing impact on employee experience. And it can be done not just company level, but department level. And it doesn't always require a ton of money and investment, but it's really about the same way that we all listen to our customers. At TaskUs, what we have done is we've made sure that our customers are actually our people. And we're a people business. And so that's why everything we do relates back to the employee experience, and everything we do is tracked with those simple metrics. So thank you for listening. Thank you for being here today.